Welcome to episode 17 of Paper Brief, the place where we dive into the freshest ML papers. I'm Charlie, your host, and today I'm joined by Cleo, a tech and machine learning wizard here to enlighten us. We're zeroing in on rethinking attention, exploring shallow feed-forward neural networks as an alternative to attention layers in transformers. Cleo, this sounds groundbreaking. What's the big idea behind this paper?
Absolutely, Charlie. The paper investigates whether shallow feed-forward networks could stand in for the attention mechanisms that have become the cornerstone of transformer models. It's about seeing if we can streamline the complexity without losing performance.
So does that mean they ditched the entire self-attention setup?
They did, but not haphazardly. There was a structured method to their approach, with several variations in how the traditional attention layers were swapped out for feed-forward networks. The research delved into both theoretical and practical effects of such a replacement.
And how did they measure the impact of these changes?
They used the BLUE metric, common in language translation tasks, to evaluate performance against the original transformer architecture. And it turns out the replaced models held up quite well.
That is quite impressive. But were there any trade-offs to this approach?
Good question. The paper does acknowledge that while the replication was a success, the new models do end up having more parameters. Plus, the feed-forward replacements lack the flexibility to handle varying sequence lengths, which is a bit of a downside.
Interesting. Do they propose these replacements as an outright replacement for attention in transformers?
Not quite. It's more about presenting an alternative rather than an outright replacement. The paper points out that attention isn't a necessity for transformers to function effectively. It also hints at the potential for future optimization techniques that might make these alternative architectures more viable.
This could be an exciting turning point for the field then, signaling a shift where simpler networks could take on tasks that are currently dominated by complex models.
Exactly. The findings suggest a pathway where, with further optimization, less complex structures like feed-forward networks could potentially replace more specialized architectures. And even though these results are preliminary, they certainly open up new avenues for research and practical applications.
Thanks for sharing, Cleo. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to Paper Brief. Don't forget to check out the paper for deeper insights and join us next time for more exciting discussions on cutting-edge machine learning papers.